Hey everybody, Magpie Gaming here, bringing you another Destiny 2 video. So we've had the Destiny 2 launch on the PC, seems to have gone very smooth as far as I know. I've been playing it, massively enjoying it, love the fact that I can play Destiny with a mouse and keyboard, just feels so natural for a game like this. But for some people it hasn't gone to plan. Now there were news reports that came out not long after the launch that people were getting banned, and they believed they were getting banned for using third party apps such as graphical overlays for your FPS, recording software, etc, etc. Now when we had the PC beta, they said that a lot of recording software probably wouldn't work with the game. They tried to disable a lot of the third party things from working with it so that they could try and work out what kind of anti-cheat technology to use on the game, and they said that a lot of recording things would probably interfere with that. Now a lot of people got around that by simply just running the game in windowed mode, and it worked quite well. I think a day or so into the beta they announced that OBS and things like that would work with the game. There was no issues. I myself used shadow play in full screen mode and there was absolutely no issues whatsoever. So now the game has come out and reports came out that roughly around 400 people had actually been banned from the game, and Bungie has now come out and said that some of them were banned for using tools that posed a threat to the shared ecosystem of the game, and they said that they were not banned for using third party applications. So they've obviously been banned for using something that they know of, and some of these people, they've said, were banned wrongly and they will have their bans reversed, but they said for the others, their bans will remain, they won't be changed. And they've also said that the banning process is done manually, meaning that somebody at Bungie actually sits there and reviews the ban and decides whether or not it stays or it goes. So for me, in my opinion, that's good. You know, you've got an actual person sat there doing it with a conscience, so it's not just a robot algorithm that does it and bans willy-nilly, and it catches a lot of people that aren't actually cheating. So it's good to know that an actual person sits there and reviews this. So of course cheating in Destiny 2 was one of the big worries for a lot of people. They didn't want this game to come to the PC and just be full of cheats. Of course Bungie and Activision are trying to battle that as much as possible. What anti-cheat technology they actually use, I'm not too sure. Since on the PC it runs through Battle.net, a lot of people expected that it would use Battle.net's kind of anti-cheat technology. Of course they're very, very strict when it comes to games like Overwatch, making sure that it's a fair and level playing field. Whether they use any of their anti-cheat technology, I don't know. But at least it's a manual process, and somebody sat there doing it and making sure that the correct decision is given. Next up, we've already got an insight into what will be coming to, well, it's going to be the first PC patch, I believe, but it won't be the first patch on the consoles. But the next patch is 1.0.6, and this is scheduled to come out next week and will fix a number of issues with the PC version and also bring quite a few new things to the game. So let's have a look at those. There's going to be new systems and rewards to give our most engaged players additional optional pursuits, better incentives for players who complete challenging prestige activities, better reward and replay value for strikes, adventures and lost sectors, private matches for the competitive community. They were targeting early next year, but that's now being brought forward. Crucible tuning like adjusted supremacy scoring and better spawning rules, better incentives for completing Crucible matches and penalties for quitting competitive matches, continued improvements to the Iron Banner and faction rallies including uniqueness of rewards, changes to make the mod economy more interesting and impactful, ongoing improvements to exotics including adjustments to reduce instances of duplication, new ways to spend surplus currency and materials, looking at new legendary shards, an emote interface that allows players to equip salty, spicy, Rayman, 6-shooter and flip out all at the same time. And there's some general fixes to the game that will be coming along. First, there's fixed an issue with collision detection on the bureaucratic walk emote. They've fixed an issue causing players to encounter empty public spaces too often in free roam. For the Crucible, they've updated Mercy rule settings to allow Mercy to activate slightly later in the match, allowing a wider range of scores to trigger it. For Clash, they've reduced score limit to 50, that was 75. For Control, they've reduced score limit to 90, it was 100. Reduced influence that enemy controlled zones exert over the spawning system. For Survival, they've reduced the round time limit to 2 minutes, down from 3, and they've reduced the life count down to 6 from 8. For Supremacy, they've increased score to win to 70 up from 50. We now grant 1 point per defeating an enemy guardian, adjusting the influence that enemy crests have on the spawning system. And that's the patch notes for this 1.0.6 patch. So it looks like Bungie's hitting the ground running with the PC version, of course, looking at the cheat technology, banning already identifying apps that don't want running with the game, that give people an unfair advantage, and also starting to get the fixes out there for us. I've been playing the game, massively enjoying it. You know, it's such a smooth experience, I love it. I want to do some videos of it, which I will try and get some done maybe over the weekend if I can. But yeah, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.